Well, if you're watching this attempt, you know that I have absolutely no skills, and I mean 0 skills whatsoever, with anything utility or otherwise. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce the panelists here because they patiently put up with the dumb shit that I put myself into all the time. So, without further ado, the guy on my left, or your right, whatever you want to consider it, Hunter, son, how is the world treating you today?
It's pretty nice.
Beautifully.
Yes. Beautiful. Below me, the one, the only, Lindsay, motherfucking Core. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's been a great off season. Looking forward to digging into all the football this season because it's going to start off with a bang, I think, and just get better from there.
Yeah. I'm doing well. No, I'm not. Let's not lie. I have botched, and I mean epically botched, this broadcast right away. So we're going to start over. The other live stream didn't exist, Doug. If you want to come back by, we appreciate it. If not, I completely understand because I did such a terrible job. Hunter, what are you doing? Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, loud and clear.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not like perfect fine.
No, it's just fine. Yeah, it's good.
I feel like y'all are lying to me right now.
Let's moving
It's
forward.
fine.
So if you're watching this for the first time, you know
Just
that
keep
this is
going.
the third time that I have screwed this up tonight. So, without further ado, we're just going to keep moving on. So we always start off every show to our salute to our service academies. No service academy games this week. Next Thursday, we start off with service academy games. So it's going to be exciting. It could be Friday. I got to look at the schedule's right here in front of me. I'm going to make sure of that. I've had a lot going on today, so I have botched up plenty today. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, maybe wrong. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. Anyways, next
Friday,
weekend.
August 29th, Army hosts the Texans of Tarleton
No,
State.
come on. So we're all three live in Texas here on this panel, and what do they call Tarleton State, Hunter?
Cowboy. Or
Yeah, exactly. If you want
they offer a
to major
degree in
in
rodeo.
rodeo.
Yeah.
All right, but before we get that, we have to get to this Saturday. We have 5 exciting games this Saturday. Our first one on ESPN at 11 a.m. from Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. We have number 22 Iowa State taking on number 17 Kansas State. Now, we talked about this in the previous broadcast, which we're going to delete. But we're going to go with this broadcast. So Kansas State's favored by 3. Oh. Hold on. Without further ado, the one, the only, Jude. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing?
Well, I mean, if anybody's watching right now, it's a miracle. All right, we just started talking about the first game. We got Iowa State at Kansas State. Hunter, give us your thoughts on this game.
Quick rundown from my thoughts. I'm just going to use betting terms. Obviously, we don't condone or push betting, just a way to analyze the game. It's a 50-point spread. I like that for this game. K-State's favored by 3 points. I think that's probably good. The last 3 or 4 of these matches have been decided by 1 score or less and have hit about 50-plus points. It's typically one of the highest scoring games for both these teams. This is a rivalry game, Farmageddon. The corn makers out of Iowa and the wheat throwers out of Kansas, both agricultural schools. Competitive game. Both teams like to run the ball, play good defense. However, Iowa State's run defense last year was kind of lackluster. In fact, it was bottom half of the Big 12 and bottom half of the whole country. And they didn't do a lot to address that in the portal or through recruiting in a way that I thought was meaningful. K-State retains their 2 best rushers in Avery Johnson and DJ Giddens, and so they just portray as a very explosive running team, as well as Avery Johnson's ability to throw the football. Rocco Beck does return for Iowa State on the other side. However, he does lose Jalen Noel and Jalen Higgins. It's hard to replace 2 1,000-yard rushers, week 0 in Ireland. I'm going to go with K-State in this one. I really like what they have going. I think they run the ball well, score a lot of points for both teams. I'm going to go with the Wildcats, though.
Lindsay, do you have a hidden fact that nobody else knows about that is the reason why one team's going to beat the other or not?
Not one that I can make up off the top of my head.
You're like, oh, the potatoes favor the Wildcats
The potato crop.
because the
Well-
potato alcohol and the wheat alcohol.
No,
Well,
Iowa State's
same
gonna
composition.
lose because one of their key players' mom's OnlyFans site just got exposed. So
God.
out of sheer embarrassment, he's gonna have to.
Is this real?
No,
Oh, okay. I was hoping it was.
It's unfortunately believable.
But if it was, but if it was Iowa State, I mean, they're doing her OnlyFans camera pictures from the Hubble telescope. You know what I mean? There's some big women there,
But true.
like San Antonio big women. You know what I mean? We need
That's
Charles
not-
Barkley on the show right now to talk about some big women.
we
There's
can
some big women in
big
Iowa.
we get
Dylan
Charles Barkley on
Edwards.
next week.
That's what I was talking about.
What's that?
Not DJ Giddens, Dylan Edwards.
What's it, Lindsay?
Can we get Charles Barkley on for next week?
Sure. I'll call him up right now.
Hey,
Bring him up.
he hates San Antonio just as much as I do.
You got some big women. All right, Jude. What do you think in this game? What are you thinking? Who do you think's winning this game?
Well, as much as I'd like to say that they were going to do it for good old Brock, I'm going to have to go with Kansas State, man. The Wildcats are probably going to run through them. It's been a good series of late, like Hunter was saying. You know, close one-score games, putting some points on the board, making it entertaining for everyone who's watching. But when it comes down to it, you know, nuts and bolts, I'm going to have to go with the Wildcats.
All right. So this is an important fact that everybody needs to know right now. There's going to be a competition that starts this year, and they're going to see if the panel can beat the pluck out of me. Right? And you're like, what? Beat the pluck out of me. So what that means is if one of the panelists beats me in a season-long challenge, I have to buy them a chicken dinner. So they got to beat the pluck out of me. Now, if I win, winner, chicken dinner, right? So if I win, well, I don't get anything because it was my idea. They didn't agree to this. I just sprung this on them like right now. So what you can do as a fan to win is you got to pick one of these panelists as your horse, the guy you pick to beat me, to beat the pluck out of me. And every week we're going to go head to head. But at the end of the year, one lucky fan will win because they chose the right person. Now, if you choose me, you're not going to win because you're not going to win.
And if you
either.
choose me, you're also not going to win.
Well, you and Jude are going to have the same record.
Well, make your picks count,
So
Jude. I'm
curious.
leaning on you on this
So-
one.
Yeah. So it could work out. Now, if you pick one of the other three panelists and they beat me in the season-long head-to-head, so we'll have a record every year. Every week we'll go and see who's leading in the records. It's like a competition, right? To beat the pluck out of me. You got to beat the pluck out of Cass, right?
Is this for certain games or for all the games we pick?
The whole matchup.
Ooh.
Every game. So every week the panelists are going to pick every game. And Hunter's face is frozen like the Joker. You got to beat the pluck out of me. See if you can beat the pluck out of me.
How many week zero games are there?
There's only 5. So
All right.
we could go, but that's why it's a season-long effort, not a week-to-week effort.
All
It's
right,
not every
cool.
week. It's like whoever's got the best pick'em, because we're a pick'em show ultimately, right? We don't have any great insider knowledge other than Hunter. Well, I don't at least. Y'all do.
Well,
I mean, Lindsay knows.
Three of us don't.
Yeah,
I don't know. Hunter kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So to make things fun, y'all got to beat the pluck out of me. So I'm picking Kansas State here. I'm going to go out there on the limb. I'm going to go K-State. So we're all 4 picking K-State here?
Yeah,
That sounds like it's
Absolutely.
a good.
All right, our next game at 3 p.m. from Allegiant Stadium in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Idaho State. I don't know what their mascot is. Maybe a tiger?
Bengals.
What?
Bengals.
Bengals, tiger. Versus the Rebs from UNLV at 3 p.m. Now, there's no TV on this. You can probably watch this on Flow Sports. I don't know how to do that. So I can't even get a live stream to work properly. So don't use me for technical advice. But UNLV is favored by 26.5 points. Jude, do you see UNLV covering this spread and going over or under?
Lindsay and I see that definitely covering the score with it over.
Lindsay, is that correct? Did I hear you right saying you're going to take the over?
Yeah, it's great having a spokesman.
It's like Jude has got like every time you see somebody that's got like a disease like Wilford Brimley had diabetes, Jude's got Lindsay. I'm here to talk to you about Lindsay. he's gonna pick the UNLV Rebels this week at 3 p.m. versus the Idaho State Bengals.
It's like Al Snow and
It's
Moppy.
good knowing he's got my back.
Yeah, Moppy.
Bro,
Oh, hey, or head. You know what I mean?
For head, yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Look,
Anyway.
did he have Moppy or did he have head or did he have both?
no, Perry Saturn had Moppy.
Very
Yeah.
sad at Moppy. That's what it was.
Look, we have a fan, Shannon Dickinson. Thanks for dropping in.
Hey,
Shannon, what's up? Good to see you, man.
All right, so Hunter, you're going with UNLV and the over. Now we're just going on the pick'em though. It's just head to head. It's not. We're not counting the over under spread and that stuff. You're just going win or loss. That's all we're looking for. Is the WL.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. You got to beat the pluck out of Cass. So
Something like that.
all right, 5:30 p.m. from David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas. This place is going to look completely different than the last time you've seen this. I think they've done a tremendous amount of work for the stadium. I mean, it's gonna look good. Fresno State travels to take on the Jayhawks of Kansas at 5:30 p.m. on Fox. That's Central Standard Time. Kansas is favored by 13, over under 50.5. Hunter, I got to lean on you because I don't want to ask Jude about Lindsay real quick. I want to know what you think on this game and what you think about the quarterback situation in Kansas.
Well, Kansas brings back 27th year senior Jalen Daniels. He's played about 80 years of college football. Is really experienced. Really, the question of him is be staying healthy. I don't really know what Kansas has behind him. I feel like the team's kind of going to be built around his ability to move the football. We saw last year that without Andy Kolnicki that the team could still put up points. I think they lost 5 games by 1 score or less, or by 1 possession or less. It was just a lot of bad breaks, but we saw how good Kansas could be when they beat 4 straight ranked teams down the stretch late last season. So Kansas can certainly still be a really good team, really dangerous team, and we have more. Now, they don't have Devin Neal anymore. He off the NFL. So we'll see how that plays for Kansas. I still like them in this game. Fresno State brings in Matt Entz, formerly of North Dakota State, and then USC's linebacker coach, to come coach the team. They brought in can't remember who they brought in quarterback. I would need to look. But I'm going to go with the Jayhawks. 13-point spread's a bit much, but I think Kansas puts it together.
All right, Lindsay, I want to know what Jude's thinking.
Jude is thinking that Kansas will win, but Fresno is not going to roll over on this one. Number one, they want to start out their season as best they can, and they're going to keep it fairly close. I don't know that they're going to have too many leads in this game, but they're always going to be there. And I don't know they're going to cover the spread on this one, which is 13. So I'm going to look for Kansas to win. I don't think they'll cover the spread, but I think they'll do fairly well for themselves.
Jude, do you agree with your opinion?
Yeah, for the most part, Fresno State used to be that something like what anyone, anytime, anywhere. That's a lot to live by, especially nowadays. You know, when if they have a decent player one year, the portal and NIL gets the top 25 team can be like, hey, well, why don't you come over here if you can play that good over there? Come play for us over here. So it's gonna be hard for teams like Fresno State to keep good players year to year to year. They're just gonna have to develop and hope that they play well in that developing year to get some places. But yeah, I think for sure, Lindsay and I are definitely in sync. I think Fresno State might keep it close for a little bit, but ultimately they're gonna get knocked off.
I'm going to go Rock Chalk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And Fresno State's quarterback is E.J. Warner. So they're definitely be running probably a pro style offense. Not surprising. That's what Entz demanded out of his offensive coordinators in North Dakota State. I don't see anything changing here, but I still like Kansas. A lot of running in this game. It's gonna go fast.
Yep. I'm going to go Rock Chalk Jayhawk. I think Kansas wins this one by a lot. Over 13. I'm going to take the Kansas. I don't have any great insight other than the stadium is not going to look anything like you've ever seen before out of Kansas. It's going to look completely different. Remember, they played all their Big 12 home games at Arrowhead Stadium last year and not at home.
Yeah, I really like Kansas in this game. I just don't know about the 13 points. I got to see Jalen Daniels put together a complete game before I start talking about 13 points.
I got belief in him. It's going to be his season. He's going to play the whole season. He's going to score a lot of points. I like how you looked at me. You're like, no, he's not. All right. At 6 p.m. on CBS Sports Network from Hawkins Industry LT Smith Stadium in Bowling Green, Kentucky, we got the Bearcats of Sam Houston State taking on the Hilltoppers from Western Kentucky, or as I like to say, the Red Grimaces. Western Kentucky is the favorite in this game by minus 10. 60.5 points, a lot of points. Sam Houston State scoring that. Western Kentucky's going to score early, often, and a lot. So if you like points and you want to see a good old-fashioned ass whooping, this is your game to watch right here, because this is going to get ugly quick. I think Western Kentucky wins this game by a lot. Go over. Way over. Way over. Jude, what's Lindsay's opinion on this one?
I think Lindsay's going to 100% back you up and say the Hilltoppers are gonna win the game, take the over, cover the spread, everything. I don't think it's going to be a close game. Maybe
Lindsay,
when it starts, it's going to be 0-0 when it starts.
I think it's only going to be close at the kickoff. Lindsay, I just need you to say, I concur.
I concur.
I don't know why it's so funny. I don't know why. He's the most popular guy on the stream right now. Everybody wants to talk to him.
Well,
hey, everyone misses you, Lindsay. Man, I don't do very many lives, but every time I do a live, I get at least 3, 4, 5 people asking me, "Hey, you heard from Lindsay?"
oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
Shit, I guess I got to do some stuff.
He's missed.
Uh,
All right, Hunter. What do you think on this one?
There's a mountain there, and a mountain there. It still doesn't all stack together amount of shit I'm about to talk about Sam Houston State. They lose the greatest coach they've ever fucking had in Casey Keeler. Great coach. Goes off the Temple back home to the Philadelphia area where he's originally from. And they bring in, like, a guy that's completely just rode the coattails of, like, one fucking semi-mediocre season in fucking Huntsville there to be the coach. And Phil Longo. But the problem is every offense I've looked at Phil Longo running has been shit. All right, he ran the offense at Virginia Tech. They asked Frank Beamer to retire. He ran the offense at North Carolina. Mac Brown fucking fired him, and Mac Brown liked Phil Longo. He ran the offense at fucking Wisconsin. Luke Fickell's on the hot seat this year because the offense was so bad. There is nothing about this Sam Houston State team that's any more similar to the Sam Houston State team that won 10 games last year. It's a completely different team. It has a coach who is not good. They recruited poorly. They lost their best players. The only player they retain that's worth a shit is Hunter Watson, and he's a runner. They're going to run an air raid offense wide open with a quarterback that wasn't a particularly good passer last year. Sure. Yeah, awesome. Oh, their best wide receiver is 6 foot and runs a 4.5 40 at best in shorts. Yeah, great guys, awesome there in Huntsville. The only prison is the prison that the fans, all 20 of them at Sam Houston, they're going to put themselves in. One, that stadium is worse than any prison I've seen. I've seen like at least one prison. Not great. Anyway, Western Kentucky on the head brings in the best quarterback in the FCS last year, Maverick McIver. He threw for 4,000 yards. For Abilene Christian, goes to Western Kentucky. They're Tyson Helton's passing offense. They bring in the offensive coordinator from Abilene Christian as well. They're going to put the ball up in the air a lot. They're going to score a lot of points. I like the 60 points. I like Western Kentucky to score about 45 of them. So I really do. I mean, this isn't like, oh, your Texas State just hate Sam Houston, and no, it's a completely different team. That's one thing I hate about the portal era is that teams can change so drastically, and it takes forever for analytics to catch up, especially for G5 teams. Washington Chud's going to beat the shit out of Sam Houston State, and if you're a Bearcats fan, one, probably stop eating. You're probably obese. Two, you're going to lose about 11 games this year.
Lindsay, do you concur?
Yeah, I do.
You're supposed to say, I concur.
Oh, I concur.
I don't know why it's so funny. All right. At 6:30 p.m. on CBS from Clarence TC Ching Athletics Complex in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. Which way is it, Hunter? Which way is it?
That way.
It's that way. The Cardinal from Stanford travels to take on the Rainbow Warriors at 6:30 p.m. Hawaii is favored by 2.5 with 50.5 points. Hunter, do the Rainbow Warriors, do they pull it down? Do they get the dub against General Luck and the Cardinal?
I mean, I feel like they have to. Like, yes, Stanford's a Power 4 team, but they fired their coach in March. They lost all of their players of any significance. Literally every single one of them. Hawaii's, they're going to have Michael Alieto, who's playing. Was a good passer last year. Portends to get better. Hawaii was literally 2 points away from playing in a bowl game. I think they got better throughout the season last year. I think Timmy Chang's really got it going there. There is a lot of belief here on the island, especially now they're going to get a new Aloha Stadium, which is going to take like 27 years to build because that's just what it takes out here. See, I'm having connection issues, apparently.
You're good. You're good. No, you're not.
All right, am I good?
I take connection
Yep, you're
issues
good.
all day long if I had the view you have behind you.
I'm not complaining. But yeah, so I think that Hawaii wins it. I mean, Stanford's in a 0-12 was fine type of year. They brought in Frank Reich, whose last journey into coaching was a 2-10 affair, and before he was fired or whatever it was awful there for the Colts. Yeah, I think the Rainbow Warriors got a lot of belief, got a lot of offense. I think they win this game. I think they beat Stanford. But I don't know. They're favored by 2.5 points. I mean, I'd take them all the way up by a touchdown, really. So that's my opinion.
All right. Lindsay, I'm going to actually ask your opinion without Jude's help here. Training wheels are off.
Okay, this will be one of those games that is nice and close, although I don't think it's going to be particularly well played. We're going to contrast that with the Iowa State-Kansas State game, which will be close and well played. This one, neither team is going to bring their A game on this one. They're just starting out, so there's going to be some hiccups along the way. I expect there to be a lot of penalties, maybe some poor decision-making. All the play calling is not going to be the greatest. Having said that, I'll say that I do expect Hawaii to win this one. I would agree with Hunter that they're going to cover that spread. I expect them to win by a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
All right. Jude, what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking Lindsay didn't read the last text I sent him. He read the first one. I'm just
I changed my mind.
I also think it's going to be hard to say because Stanford is, by all definition, a Power 4 team, but is one of the worst Power 4 teams something to brag about? I don't know. They're playing at Hawaii. Hawaii's going to be all revved up. First game of the year. They've got some returning players that are pretty good as well. But it's hard for me to go against. I know what Frank Reich's doing. He said, "Man, I got NFL experience." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't have such a great last season." He's like, "But I had some decent seasons in there when I was covering for whatever his name was." And I
Chuck
think
Pagano.
Chuck Pagano, yeah, and I think ultimately Stanford, as ugly as this game is going to be, they'll find a way to win it, whether it be by 3 points or 10 points. I think it's just going to be a little too much to ask of Hawaii, even though they are at home, to beat a Power 4 team.
I'm going to lean Rainbow Warriors on this one. Early in the season, Hawaii is a hard team to beat, especially at home. But that's all I got as far as my knowledge of Hawaii. I don't know any of the players. I don't know any of the stats. I like Hawaii early. Late this season, after they traveled to the mainland a couple times, not a big fan. The travel means something to me. But, these young guys, they can respond a lot better than I can. All right. So normally what we're going to do is we're going to have some conference breakdown. We'll have our salute to service, conference breakdown, our beat the pluck segment. When we do conference, we're going to shorten it up. We're going to take the highlight games from the conferences that we cover. We're going to talk about those, kind of keep it rapid fire, and then we'll add some segments throughout the season. Now, our live streams are going to be few throughout the season. We're not going to have as many because we're all working some really odd schedules right now, so we've got to kind of find a time to
I just left one customer, and now I'm parked about 1 minute away from the next, and it's 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I stopped before he could see my truck. I don't want him to come out and get me, so I parked next to a car dealership about a minute away.
Well, we appreciate you making it by, Jude. If you got to go, we understand.
No. I want to finish this up, man. This is fun. This is one of my favorite things of the year.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're doing it. So we're going to sneak into next Thursday, a week from today. We're going to talk about the highlight games, the big games, next Thursday evening. Now, I'll skip a few, like your Lafayette at Bowling Green. We're not going to talk about that. Y'all can make that pick later for the Beat the Pluck, but we don't need to talk about it. What I do want to talk about is number 25, Boise State, at South Florida at 4:30 p.m. on a Thursday, which kind of sucks for, like Hunter, it's like breakfast time where you live.
Kinda, yeah.
But at the Ray J, Boise State's favored by 6.5, 63.5 total points. Alex Galesh team give up 30 points to Boise State, you think?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see Todd Orlando coach defense against a running team. You tell me.
They're going to have like 11 safeties blitzing.
Who's going to run the ball for Boise State?
I'm sure they'll shut out another good running back. They seem to just do it consistently. They're not going to get another Ashton Genty, but they'll have a good running back. Really, this year, though, the team will be ran through quarterback Maverick.
Mackenzie Milton.
Yeah, no, I wish. They'd be Maddox Madsen. Kind of looking at who they have on their roster at running back, it's a lot of 6 foot to 6'2" guys, 200 to 215 pounds. It's just very typical zone running back base style body build, maybe power back types. They're gonna run a lot of play action. You're gonna try and make the offense real simple for your quarterback. Find open plays, find deep shots, and it's gonna be the classic Boise State offense, right? Multiple run, vertical pass type stuff. Maybe work in different stuff option if you can. But this is for both these teams. They're their first piece of I belong in the college football playoff because, and it's I beat Boise State or I beat USF. Both teams portend to try and win their respective conferences. But I was vacillating back and forth with this game. Boise State, better team overall, more experienced, Max Madsen. But Byron Brown, if he plays like he did his freshman year and he's healthy this year, 6'6", 230 pounds, physical specimen, that veer and shoot offense, Galesh is a master at running. I'm going to go with the Bulls.
Remember, you mess with the Bulls, you get the Hornets.
Plus, it's in South Florida. That can mean something.
Yeah, the only thing you got to watch out for in this game is if there's a hurricane. We're at that time of the season where a hurricane can kind of muck stuff up. But, Lindsay, what are you thinking on this one? South Florida, they got a chance?
They do have a chance. This is going to be a close game. And I also believe it'll be a high-scoring game on account of both teams' offenses are potent enough to overcome the other team's defenses. I don't know if the defensive showing of either team is going to be that great. So look for a high-scoring game. Look for a close game. But I do think Boise State has what it's going to take to edge it out in the end. I look for them to win by a touchdown.
All right, Jude, what you got?
Boise State, 100%. But Boise State, I have a lot more confidence in them year in and year out to put out quality teams. South Florida seems to have a good team every so many years. But Boise State, man, not just their running back. They just seem to be plug and play. Their system is good enough to win them games. They'll always be at the top of their conference. And I look forward to them to be knocking on the door for a playoff spot. So I'm going to go with Boise State in this game.
I'll lean Boise State, but if South Florida wins, I'm not going to be surprised. I'll say that. But I'm going to pick Boise State. It's going to be hard to beat the pluck out of me when we all have the same record.
Hey, well, I got one different pick with you.
All right, the next one. What's up, Jude?
No, I was going to say, how many more games are we going to do?
Like 3 or 4.
All right.
The next one we're going to talk about is a sleeper game. I think it's going to be a sneaky good game. Y'all may disagree with me. East Carolina at North Carolina State. I think it's 2 teams on the up right now. I like this one. Hunter's smiling because he knew I was going there with it. Hunter, what do you think about this one?
So it's a real rivalry game. Both these teams have real rival feelings to each other. They don't like each other. There was a time when East Carolina was like seen as a future Power 5 team or future power team over North Carolina State, and some kind of BS happened that prevented that. These teams, they don't just like they legitimately hate each other. North Carolina State has one of the great potentiometer to quarterbacks in CJ Bellamy, I think is his name, or MJ Moore, something like that. East Carolina, they took the interim tag off their head coach last year, off their defense coordinator when he was the interim head coach. He won them a lot of games. It's a hard game to pick, but these 2 teams played last year. They literally, the last game they both played, East Carolina won 26-21. And I got a soft spot for fucking swashbuckling Pirates. So I'm going to go with the East Carolina Pirates to win another one here in Finley Stadium.
Jude, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm going to lean with the Wolfpack. I think they got enough to do what they got to do so they can put some decent plays together. Hey, Cass, I know we always talked about doing shorts. Including this game, I'll get a little more in depth on it. Do you think you can send me the last 3 games and I'll put a short up tomorrow?
Yeah. Since they're not happening until next week, we can always do it over the weekend too.
All right, yeah, maybe because I do gotta. I'm like still 60 miles from my house, and I'm barely showing up at some customers' house right now, man.
No, man, you got to take care. You got to take care of business. Take care of business.
Yeah, just send me those last games, and I'll do a short for that one.
All right, sounds like a plan. We'll see you soon.
Lindsay, good to see you. Hunter, good to see you. Cass, good to see you.
Jude, man.
I really look forward to this every year, man. This is a lot of fun. So, hopefully we'll have a great season. Everybody, good season. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yep. Yeah. We'll see you soon.
All right.
See you, Jude.
See ya.
All right. That was Jude. There. Alrighty. I'm taking East Carolina in this game. Not that I don't like. What is it called? North Carolina State. I like East Carolina a little bit better in this game. Go to East Carolina. Lindsay, did I already get you on this one?
No, I believe that this will have an electric atmosphere. It's got a good fan base. So it'll be a fun game to watch for the energy factor alone. And although the line has NC State pulling this one out handily, I don't know. I think it's going to be closer than that. I don't think it's going to be a walk away for NC State. Although I will take them, though. I don't think they're going to cover the spread. I think maybe they'll win by a field goal.
All righty.
Oh, last quick note on this game. Tickets are $166. How many times do you see a mid-level P5 team facing a G5 team where tickets are $166?
Right.
These two fan bases fucking hate each other.
That's pretty amazing, actually. Considering you can go to Jacksonville State at UCF for $9, or Miami of Ohio and Wisconsin for $7.
$7. Plenty of seats.
$7 for 2 hours. The beers will cost more.
All right, I got another game. I'm gonna pick another game for us to talk about. Nebraska at Cincinnati. Another high-dollar game here. This is a big game for a couple reasons, in my opinion. Number one, Nebraska's on their way up. I really think that Nebraska's going to win this game. They're also going to have what I would consider the home field advantage at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. I think that this is. I would need to be from the Midwest. I don't really know if it's halfway or not, but Nebraska fans travel well. Cincinnati doesn't have fans at home. I'm leaning home field advantage Nebraska. It's on ESPN at 8 p.m. I think Nebraska wins by a lot more than 6.5. I'll say they'll win by 12. Hunter, what are you thinking on this one?
I think you'll see a lot of good passing. As crazy as it sounds, Nebraska will run the football, obviously, and build off of the pass game to use a pro-style system, which Raiola has thrived in last year and will probably continue to do so. Cincinnati's got Brendan Sorsby. They're going to have him sling the rock a lot. He threw for 400 yards twice last season. I expect him to kind of probably have to throw 400 yards in this game. But Nebraska's defense is so much better than Cincinnati's, and Cincinnati's offense. I think Nebraska in this game, favored by 7. I would go 14, 21. I mean, I think Nebraska will win this game pretty handily. Kansas City will be painted red, but it'll be Nebraska red. They got a lot of faith in themselves this season, looking to make some noise. Matt Rule, season 3, not a good bet against. I'm going to go with the Huskers.
Let me ask you a solid Nebraska question. I think they win this game by a lot. If they win this game by more than 3 touchdowns, are they ranked in week number 2?
I think with probably 25s and 15s and 20s losing across the board in different spots, a Nebraska that goes out and just trounces Cincinnati can definitely be number 25 pretty easily. I mean, they're probably teetering on being ranked to begin with. I mean, the poll loves Nebraska, right? Like the coaches and AP, they love Nebraska. We saw it last year. They beat the shit out of Colorado, and they're number 15 the next week. Like it was like that.
All right. Well, Lindsay stepped out on us for a moment. I don't know where he went to. All right, Hunter, and then we'll go with the obvious hook here. Miami of Ohio at Wisconsin, 8 p.m. at Big Ten Network. This is a trap game. If I've ever seen a trap game, Miami of Ohio has every tool available to beat Wisconsin and easily beat Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, Miami of Ohio, they get DeCon Finn out of the portal via Baylor, but really ruled the MAC out of Toledo as 2-time MAC Player of the Year. Wisconsin has a lot of question marks. Can Luke Fickell put together? They brought a new offense coordinator, new quarterback. It's kind of make or break year for Luke Fickell at Wisconsin before they go and say, hey, especially now with Pat Fitzgerald back on the market as a coach, you got to make considerations. Can this guy win in this conference? We know Pat Fitzgerald can. Can Luke Fickell? It's hard for me to pick. I'm going to go with Wisconsin, but especially with Wisconsin playing Alabama the next week, that's easily could be overlooking Miami, Ohio for Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going to go Wisconsin, but if you told me tomorrow that Miami of Ohio beat Wisconsin, I'd be like, well, I can see it. All right, let's talk about some stuff a little bit further down the road. We got some Friday games going on. All the service academies, I think, play on Friday. Hunter, I know you know where I'm going on this one, but everybody else doesn't know where I'm going on this one. If there's a G5 school that's going to get in and represent the CFP this season, or represent in the CFP this season, who is that G5 school?
I'm glad you asked. I think that it'll be the Naval Academy. They bring back a vast majority of their team. They bring back one of the best defensive tackles in the country. They bring back one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in Blake Horvath. They have a true triple threat backfield in Blake Horvath, Eli Heinreich, and gosh, this I just go to it. Yeah, it just escapes me. I'm gonna look real quick. I'm gonna cheat here. Use ESPN rosters. Um, but uh, Alex Tezka, they bring all those guys back. They've talent across the board. One of the most talented Navy teams in a while. Have belief. They have a good system. Drew Cronick back at offensive coordinator for second year. Only pretends to get better with that Navy that true triple / wing T mix, that the chronic wing T. I mean, I think Navy will have some challenges this year, especially Notre Dame down the line. But I like them to represent the G5 and the CFP. 12-1 type season. I think it would be like an amazing season for them.
Do you think Army's probably a little too far away because of the transfer portal hits they took this year?
Yeah, losing Kanye Udo, some other players. I think they're just a little bit further behind. Also, I think part of it is like Navy's been a better program the last 40, 50 years than Army. Like that's not really like a preference thing. I don't want to say. It's just facts, right? Like it's just factual that Navy has been a better program since the 60s. And I really think that like Army just had a spurt of good football, and if Brian Newberry has it figured out, it'd be domination just like it was under Coach Ken and Paul Johnson. Like I think that Navy will continue to win, but also like it's just in the development cycle. Navy's a very senior team. Army's a very a very senior heavy team. Army's a very freshman and sophomore heavy team. And you saw it with Air Force last year, right? They lost to both of them. They didn't look great. They started to get better towards the end of the season. That's just what happens to service academies teams is you go through the cycle of freshman, sophomore, junior, senior heavy. Navy senior heavy. They're ready to go play some big time football. They beat Oklahoma, beat an SEC team last year, beat a lot of good teams last year, and it looks like they're ready to wake up and really put some points up and win some big games.
I'll ask Lindsay the same question. Lindsay, if you had to go and pick a G5 team, a group of 5 team to represent the group of 5 in the college football playoff, are you thinking Navy on this one, or are you thinking somebody else?
I think Navy has an awful lot of promise, and if you got to throw a dart, they deserve to be in the tops of that conversation. They bring a lot to the table, as Hunter was alluding to earlier, and I think that he hit it categorically right on the money. So I can't disagree with him. I think that that's a rather good assessment. I would look for them to do very well for themselves.
And I'll lean the same way. I think that they have a above average chance. So I like it.
I know
I
want to pick Boise State to represent the G5 again. Like I said, Boise State's just kind of in a part in that development cycle where I have to see what they have. Like, I'm not a Maddox Madsen believer. I felt like that he lost that game against Oregon for Boise State when they put the ball in his hands in the last 2 minutes. I was like, why are you not handing off to Ashton Jeanty? And Maddox Madsen missed 3 passes. And that was it. That was the game. And it was like they couldn't stop Ashton Jeanty the whole time, and you take the ball out of his hands when it matters most. And that's been something that frustrated me last year. Talking about Maddox Madsen. He's not a bad quarterback, but I don't see him as like the reason why Boise State won last year was never him. He's just there to manage the game, hand off, make your easy passes, and move on. I don't see with him. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. Like I said, he's a good game manager, 8 wins a season type guy. That's it, though. Other teams, I'd love to say Texas State, but we got a lot of question marks. Got a lot of things to answer. What does quarterback look like? Is Brad Jackson as good as we hope he is? Is the defense as good as we think it's going to be? Can we, get past that 7-5 hump, right? We'll see.
Well, I would ask you what your conference thoughts are going forward, but I want to save it for next week when we have a full slate of games. I just kind of wanted to tickle the iceberg before we really jumped on it to make sure that
Our,
it was
our
really there.
conference, like the conference winners, each one and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it'll give the chat something to look at. Also, we're also going to try to keep the shows to about this 45-minute mark. I don't want to get it too long, just because we could really we used to have 2-hour shows, believe it or not.
I think one time we did like a 3-hour show.
It was rough. My butt was asleep. So, Lindsay, are you excited about your teams this year? Are you excited about the Merchant Marine Academy this year?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't know that they're going to have a much better season they had last year, and I will admit that I was a bit disappointed in last year's record. I did give them the benefit of some of the doubt going into their games. Unfortunately, they wound up with a pretty mediocre record. I hope that they're able to refocus this year and do a bit better, but I'm all for them anyway. I mean, I'm a fan of rooting for them. I like supporting those guys, and I like what they bring not only to the college football world, but also to the rest of the world.
As much as I don't like football games in baseball stadiums, I'm so happy that the Secretary's Cup is played at Fenway Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that. I don't know that I'm going to make it to the game this year, but one day I made myself a promise. I'm going to go see the Secretary's Cup. I want to go watch a game at Wisconsin. I want to go to both Death Valleys, and I absolutely want to go to Vautech and hear Interstate Man when the players. I want to do it at a night game. I want it to be a night game, and it'd be even better if they were good. You know what I mean? So the crowd is really amped up. I got to do that. It's my college football watch bucket list. I've been to a CFP game. Hunter and I both have been to a CFP game.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for us. It's time to go and hit some of the bucket list stuff. And I want to go to Notre Dame. I want to sit in the stadium at Notre Dame. I want to be part
Look
of it.
at touchdown Jesus.
Hey, Dave, big house. I'll take it all day long. But I got to take my wife's uncle with us because he is the biggest Michigan fan. So Uncle Tim, we're definitely taking Uncle Tim. He's also Marine too, so you gotta look out for Uncle Tim. He don't fuck around. That guy's awesome. So gotta take Uncle Tim. Poppy probably go with us too if we went to that one.
Yeah. Always just gotta have like the backup team. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
definitely excited for a lot of stuff. I'll try to make it out to a Bows game out here. Just kind of depends on the schedule and everything. We'll see. If I do, I'll take pictures. They're not far.
I don't know if I'm going to make it to a game this year. Now, I'll say this about my experience at the Texas game last year. We didn't really talk about it a whole lot after the game, but it was like so different than I haven't been there since like the 90s, so it was a lot different than what I really remembered. But it was so much more fun. The fans were so much more involved. And then I got the whole section to say high tide the whole time. I kept going, high tide! And then everybody started saying, high tide! High tide! It was great. I had the whole section doing the high tide. But what I'll say from years ago to now is the fans get into the game together. Right? It's not just like a bunch of... They used to have like the Boo Birds, like the guys that would be like, the Boo Birds you'd hear in the stands, but the fans were always kind of like wine and cheese. They're just like quiet. And now they get into it. The university's done a great job of like boosting, morale at the games. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. So it's fun to go watch. I want to go see one, but it's kind of one of those deals where unless Hunter's here, I don't want to go without him. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It just depends.
But I am excited about college football being back.
I mean, it's my favorite time of the year, football season. I don't watch TV any time of the year except right now, right? August 23rd, I watch TV through till Super Bowl time, and then I don't watch TV again until the next August. Like, you can't manufacture drama and high stakes better than college football, or really, any football. But you just can't. No show beats it. I can watch. I can rewatch football games that I know the result of and still get worked up. I mean, anytime that that we see the 2005 game on TV. He's over here sweating and pacing like he doesn't know the Texas wins. Like we've unlocked a secret. Like we've seen the secret.
You
film
don't
and all
understand. There was a
that.
lot to go through back then. I lived several days.
I was there. I was 5 years old. I remember Vince scoring the game-winning touchdown. He tossed me in the air, and I touched the roof of that shitty barbecue restaurant. Ceiling, whatever.
It's still there. It's still there.
I don't think it's a barbecue restaurant anymore, though.
Yeah, it is. It's still a barbecue. Yep. It's just different. It's a different name. Maybe Lindsay and I will go check out a game this year. We'll have to figure that out. That may not actually be the worst idea. But we ought to pick some weird Division II team.
There's plenty in Texas. No, I
there's
can
plenty to
help you
choose from.
find them.
All right. Well, it's been a good show. I've enjoyed it. Sorry Jude couldn't be here the whole time, but I appreciate everybody for stopping by on our third attempt of this. I have done a good job of messing stuff up. So
No, I think you did fine. It's all right.
I'm glad we went ahead and just refired the show. I'll trim off the other shows tonight at some point. Maybe I'll leave them up so everybody can laugh and have a good laugh. Because if you're not having fun, then what are you doing it for, right? So I look forward to doing this whole season once again. I was kind of on the fence coming into this year. I kind of put it off till the last minute, and then after sitting here for an hour and a half, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I think it was worth doing it. So, Lindsay, do you have the same thoughts and feelings? Are you excited about this season?
I am. And I like a lot of the changes that have been made to a lot of the rosters. So when you look at the power rankings going into the start of the season, I love how it's mixed up a bit from where it was last year. You're going to see some better teams at the top. You're going to see some of the former powerhouses knocked down a little bit, at least for the start of the year. And I can't wait to see how that all shakes out.
Hunter, what are your thoughts on this, bud? You good? You ready to go? You ready for some fun?
Yeah, I always love college football. Unless Texas State loses, and then
No, we're not even going to go there. Because I can't handle the screaming from Hawaii. All right. Well, anyways, I'll let them say their goodbyes, and then we're going to head out, call it a night. It's a little bit late for me. So, Lindsay, we'll make you spotlight numero uno here. I just got to get over here and highlight you here. So, a little layout on Lindsay.
There you go. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Shannon, good to see you again. Quick Wrench, thank you for joining in to answer your question. Yes, I am still running a truck, and I've just been slacking on my YouTube stuff. So thank you for watching me on this channel, and we will see you all next week.
And you can't spell college football without a C, a O, a couple
You
L's.
No, you nailed it. You can't. You can't spell with any of those letters.
A space between the E and the F.
You can't spell out a C, an O, a couple of L's, an E, a G, another E, an F,
Yeah.
a couple of
An
O's.
F. Couple of
None of that stuff.
Till next week.
Till next week.
All right.
just remember you can't spell SEC without SEC. Wait, that's the other guy. As always, in order reporters to my heart, hook 'em horns, eat 'em up cats. Go Navy, beat Army. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Thanks for sticking with us the whole time. It was a regular S show for a little bit, and I did my best to derail yet another season of college football. Pick 'em without getting excited. Remember, follow us all season long to see if the panelists can beat the pluck out of me, and if they win, you win. You just got to pick your favorite panelist. Do it early, do it often, but be ready. And remember, the team that scores the most points always wins the game. Thanks for watching.